Okay, everybody. Well, I would like to welcome you to hopefully what is your first and not your last LifeWave meeting. Um, I would like to thank you as well for giving up your time. I know it's 8 o'clock in South Africa, getting ready for bed, but we do appreciate you giving up your time to hear about this phenomenal product. Honestly, I'm not even just saying that. It honestly is, for what I've seen, an absolutely amazing product, and hopefully a business opportunity for the future for you all. I'd also like to thank my gorgeous presenters tonight, Alex and Sandi, for giving up their time and preparing so hard for this presentation. Yes, I think without further ado, let's launch into it, and I'll hand over to Alex to do the product presentation. Alex, it's all yours.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and welcome to everybody who is. My name is Alex, and before I begin anything, I just want to say that LifeWave is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. So that's just a disclaimer that we say at the beginning of everything. How did I get to LifeWave? I have been involved with LifeWave since June 2023. I was nagged and nagged and nagged by a friend. I didn't want to do this because it sounded like a whole lot of garbage to me, and I also don't like multi-level marketing. So for me, there was really nowhere to go. Then I was approached by a friend whose brother had dementia, and I agreed to look at this thing that I had found because they were desperate and were prepared to do absolutely anything. There ensued about 2 or 3 months of me watching every video, looking at every piece of paper that was available, looking on PubMed and academia to follow up what I considered to be the scientific part of all of this. I needed to know that this was real and that this was proper science. I also needed to know that this was not manufactured in some enthusiast's garage in the middle of nowhere, and that the business was good and well established and financially sound. And in the end, I had to conclude that all the boxes I needed ticked were ticked. And so because of the nature of the technology, it seemed really silly to not access the technology simply because I didn't love multi-level marketing. So that's where I came from. And I've now been in just over a year or more than that, whatever the months are, I've stopped counting. And I'm now going to launch the presentation so that I can tell you something about what the product is. Okay, can everybody see the big screen? Perfect. Here we go. So at this point in the presentation, we always ask, have you been patched yet? Well, some of you have, and some of you haven't. And for those of you that haven't, hang in. Just listen with open ears and an open mind, because this really could be something that changes so many things. Just a short video for you to watch.
Like, energy goes on and still on.
Sound is very scratchy, Alex.
With me too.
LifeWave solar therapy patches used to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. patches apply to specific points of the body, where the patch covers the skin. Infrared light stimulates the body feedback into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural polarity.
Alex, you might have to stop it because people can't hear what's going on. Okay. I think just move on to the next slide.
Okay. Was there no sound?
Very
Okay.
scratchy.
I couldn't
Okay.
hear anything.
All right.
Yeah, very
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Technical hitch. I am not good at
No
those.
worries.
Okay. Okay. Let's get on with the presentation. Okay. So David Schmidt, who's the CEO and inventor of LifeWave, now has over 180 patents. He's a scientist, an inventor, and not a medical doctor. He is specializing in age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research. Stem cells are where medical science is going. If somebody can find a way to give you stem cells easily, the current stem cell market is estimated to be 16.2 billion. And by 2032, they reckon it will be 43 billion. So the most recent patch, which is X39, took 10 years to bring to market and 4.5 million. H39 is patented technology. So everybody on this call understands what a patent is. Patents take lots of time, lots of money. It has to be unique information that is proven. And once you issued a patent, it lasts for 20 years. So the technology that has been developed within X39 and all the other patches is patented. Why X39 stem cell activation patch? The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. Hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging. At age 30, only half your stem cells are active. And at age 60, you've lost almost all of your stem cell activity. So some papers put it as high as 90%. How X39 works. X39 is a proprietary form of phototherapy. So most people on this call will be aware of phototherapy in some shape, way, or form. So lots of people's babies were put under lights when their livers didn't step up to the game when they were new and born. Red light therapy for the healing of wounds. That's all phototherapy. Lasers are light. That's phototherapy. So how does X39 work? It is a patented nanocrystal technology. So it's technology, not pharmaceutical. It is a lattice work of tiny, tiny, tiny crystals, nanocrystals, so atomic-sized crystals of oxygen, water, salt, sugar, and proprietary amino acids. And the amino acids in this particular patch happen to be cysteine, lysine, and histidine. The patch reflects light to activate. So all humans, as you saw in the very scratchy video that you couldn't hear, all humans emit light. And that light is on the infrared spectrum, and the light that we as humans are emitting activates the center of the patch, which is, it looks like a Band-Aid. And that center part of the patch is activated by your own body's heat and light. The patch absorbs the body's heat and light, and in so doing, submits a frequency or transmits a frequency through your skin into your body. So probably the easiest way to help you understand this from another perspective is to say that we get vitamin D from the sun. The sun does not give us vitamin D. The sun activates the melanin in our skin, which sets up a biochemical change, which creates vitamin D. So the X39 patch works in a very similar way. It sets up a biochemical change, and that biochemical change produces a peptide called GHK-Cu, a copper peptide. That peptide decreases as we age, and by stimulating a certain frequency which operates at a mitochondrial level, which is like the engine room of a cell, we stimulate the production and increased production of copper peptide. It is non-transdermal, no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants, and non-invasive. So what does that mean? That means nothing is going into your body except a message. The patch does not heal. The patch sets up a communication pathway which stimulates your body to do what it does best, which is heal itself. Benefits of X39. There are many benefits, because they are all the benefits that are associated with rejuvenation. By increasing our copper peptide, we essentially turn back the clock from a physiological point of view. So things like increased strength, we lose that as we age. Reduced inflammation, that was certainly a very significant one for me. Increased stamina, another thing we lose as we age. Energy and vitality, mental clarity. This is the time in the call where I say, I didn't know I didn't have mental clarity until I started to use X39 and then discovered that my mental clarity was significantly better. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improved sleep. We all know if you're sleeping badly, life's hard and challenging. And improved skin appearance. How to wear X39. You wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. So because the patch is sending a frequency into your body, the analogy for this is that if you drink coffee, you get a certain buzz from 1 cup of coffee. In order to get that buzz to continue, you'll have to drink more and more and more coffee because your body builds up a tolerance. It's pretty much the same. In medical terms, it's called attenuation. And so that's why we take the patch off after 12 hours, so that your body doesn't get used to the signal. Then you throw the patch away or put it on your husband or your wife or your dog or your cat, or according to Kirsten, your plants. So anything that emits light will benefit from an X39 patch. And there's still a little bit of activity left in the patch when you take it off after 12 hours. So it's worth sharing it with somebody else. Then put a new patch on and repeat. So the adage is put your patches where your toothbrush is so that you can remember to put it on and take it off. You can wear more than one patch at a time. LifeWave has been around since 2004, where David first developed patches for the American military to keep submariners alert on 30 to 60 hour, I think they're called missions, perhaps. And it worked. And that patch works on biooxidation, but that's another whole story. So we have a whole lot of patches. But X39 is currently the flagship and was launched in 2019, end of 18, and has changed the entire face of the business. Because the business prior to that was predominantly medical, because it managed people with pain and inflammation, and you would have had to arrive at somebody's rooms in order to be managed from that point of view. But since 2019, with the introduction of X39, which is the stem cell stimulating patch, anybody can use it because it's so incredibly safe and you don't need to know anything. I'm a nurse, but you don't need any medical knowledge or anything. You just need to have an understanding of what the patch does and what stem cells do. Lastly, drink plenty of water. Patches are all about conductivity. This is electricity. It's a frequency. So the better hydrated you are, the better the communication will be. So drink lots of water and take electrolytes. The current clinical evidence says that 97% of the population are electrolyte deficient. So it's a good idea to take electrolytes every day. X39 long-term results per case studies, which is you can find on thisisatinfo.com, which is the product website. In the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset, and many people will feel an immediate effect because your inflammation goes down, your antioxidant level goes up, which makes you feel better. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. And how this can manifest is people are calmer, people decrease symptoms of anxiety, PTSD, depression, because we're balancing a brain. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased, and that's not just about growing your hair and nails. Collagen is an integral part of your entire body. It really is the glue that holds everything together. And as we get older, we're losing all that stuff. So with an increase in collagen, it repairs all sorts of things, including your skin and nails, but also things like your gut and all sorts of other parts of your body where collagen is relevant, which is pretty much everywhere. And within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. So David Schmidt says this is not anti-aging, it's actually age reversal. So it's lovely to be able to see things in pictures. And this is a topographical map of a female, 77-year-old female brain. In session 1, no X39, you can see all the orange and red and lots of yellow. That's all inflammation and lack of brain coherence. After being on X39 for 3 weeks, no more brain inflammation. So you can see all the orange and red is gone. Improved brain coherence. And after 6 weeks on X39, her brain is looking even more balanced and even calmer in terms of colors reflecting a level of inflammation. So it's a fantastic picture to show you how it accumulates and how it gets increasingly better and better and better in terms of consistency. I'm going to show you some other pictures now, and we're going to scoot through them a bit, but they really are worth looking at because they're fantastic examples. So this is a before and after of a horse that was patched. And a horse is a horse. Nobody can convince a horse one way or the other. It either feels better or it doesn't. So the pictures on the right-hand side show you the decrease in inflammation, significantly based on the same thing that you saw in the previous picture. And look at the horse. I mean, isn't that quite startling? Okay, these are skin pictures. So you can see some of them are for a year, some of them are 45 days. I mentioned that collagen starts to increase from 3 months. Some people have an incredibly rapid response. I, for example, have had significant changes to my skin. There is a before and after picture of me somewhere, but I didn't take it for that. I took it for a completely different reason, and all my hair had fallen out. Well, we can all see that my hair's all grown back, and my fine lines and my heavy eyes and all those kind of things have shifted and changed, which wasn't why I took it, but it's a really, really nice side effect. Okay, wound healing, before and after. So the finger on the left-hand side was a 7-year-old boy who cut off the tip of his finger. They managed to save it and sew it back on. And the last picture is his finger at 21 days. Sorry, guys, that's extraordinary. The guy in the middle, I think, if I remember correctly, that it was a skiing accident or something like that. And he needed to go to an interview. And he couldn't go looking like somebody had just been at a really good party. and look at the significant change that it made in such a short space of time. And then you'll see the gentleman on the left after 7 weeks. He's an old person. His ability to heal like that in 7 weeks would have not have happened without a patch. And then on the right-hand side is the psoriasis. Okay, before 12 hours, 36 hours, and 10 days. And then the ubiquitous hair growth. There we go. These are all male pictures. But you can see both the increase in volume and the change in color, which some guys really like a lot. And it happens, yeah, for different people at different rates and in different ways. So if anybody knows a hairdresser, this can change how their business works. So X39, so sophisticated, yet so simple to explain. Testimonies of X39 are life-changing and emotional. And the best thing about X39 is that it absolutely works. So what I did not tell you in my introduction is that I'm a nurse by qualification, that I have worked in the pharmaceutical industry for many years, that I have owned my own businesses and both experienced and practiced various and many kinds of alternative healing. The fact about X39 is that it does stimulate the peptide, full stop. Does that peptide stimulate the rejuvenation of dormant stem cells? Yes, it does. All of that is clinically proven. All of that is on the website. Stem cells will heal you. How long they will take, what they will prioritize, none of us are able to determine. Everybody's body is a different body. You may not see an immediate resolution of the stuff that you got involved for, but that it may be fixing an internal organ that you're not even aware of. That they will heal if you persist for long enough is an absolute given. So I'm not going to stop the share so that we can hear some testimonies from people, and then we'll carry on very briefly with the other side of the presentation. Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'd
Who's going
like
to give us a
to
test?
hear Niki's story, yes.
My story isn't kind of miraculous in that I had an overnight sensational effect or anything like that. But what I did notice was quite a big detox effect. I know it sounds gross to talk about it in a forum like this, but I actually vomited a couple of times. And Alex and Sandy were actually laughing because I hadn't vomited in probably 25 years, but I had dull headache, just everything. I felt tired for a while. It was quite amazing. And now suddenly I've got clarity as far as brain fog. Again, it's like Alex. I knew I had some brain fog. You know, I kind of thought, oh, well, it comes with age. But the clarity that I have now, the energy that I suddenly have now, I'm driving people nuts. I'm almost like a little bunny bouncing off the wall sometimes. They're looking for the off button. But that's the kind of energy that I have now. So I think I've kind of, the detox is gone, thankfully. But there was obviously things happening in my body that I needed to get past, that I needed to kind of flush out of my system and get out of my system, which has now thankfully occurred. So now I'm looking for all the good effects, like the hair and the skin and all the rest. But yeah, I think that was the most amazing thing, because you hear all the testimony, you think, oh, wow. And then suddenly I have this almost like a negative effect of the detox. But I worked through it, and yeah, feeling great now, feeling really good. I won't come off the patches now. It's like part of
Perfect.
my
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Amanda, can you tell us the story?
Yes, so I was like Alex. I didn't believe any of this nonsense of a little round thing that can do anything. I wasn't interested. Pain wasn't part of my life, so I didn't think there was a lot of people who had pain. So I wasn't interested. I thought it was nonsense. But then 2, 3 months after I heard about it, I got COVID very badly. And after 4 weeks, I was still in bed and I worked for myself and I couldn't earn an income because I couldn't even get in front of my computer. And after about 4 weeks, I said to my husband, just come and walk with me so I can just get out of the house a little bit. And after 100 meters, I was out of breath, and 150 meters, my heart was doing this. It wanted to jump out of my chest. And it was a very scary place to be because you've got to work and you can't even walk 150 meters. And by then, my sister had already decided to do LifeWave, and she sent me some patches. And the Saturday morning, I put the patch in the back of my neck. I'm not expecting much. It was an X39. And half an hour later, I couldn't stay awake. And I slept for about 2 hours. And when I woke up there was nothing wrong with me. I didn't believe it, of course, but I still walked slowly because up to then, if I put makeup on, I was out of breath. So I still did everything slowly because I didn't want my heart to jump out again and or feel like that. And so I kept it slow. But 2 days later, I thought, let me go and walk on the farm where we live, which is very mountainous. And I thought, let's just go and walk and see. Maybe I can go further than 150 meters. And I walked 1.5 kilos without a problem. And 4 days later, when I looked on my watch, I had already walked 9,000 steps for the day. And by then, I was convinced, and I started patching people in fear, in absolute fear. But I started patching people and I saw the one miracle after the others. I'm very fortunate. I've seen many what we call one patch wonders, but that just gave me so much confidence. And now that's all I want to do. I just want to help people because it's the most amazing thing, being able to put a patch on somebody and you see their eyes just grow like that. And the great gratitude that they've got and the wonder of the pain that they're sitting with, and suddenly it's gone. It's just the most amazing thing. But as Alex is always saying, it's not everybody is one patch wonders. Not everybody is, and we shouldn't expect that, because we have to give the stem cells chance to start the real miracle working, the long-term working in your body. But yeah, that's my story. And now sleeping great, my hair is better. I'm just grateful for LifeWave in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm going to tell mine just because it creates a context. So I had a thing called polymyalgia for 20 years, which is many inflamed muscles. I was really, really sore. I at one stage was diagnosed with chronic pain syndrome. So it's an autoimmune disease of inflammation. My joints were sore. If I exercised, it got significantly worse. I was never bedridden, but it had a significant impact on my life, and I just overrode it with my head. So that is why I started X39 and Aeon. And it took me 10 months. And I suppose my message, I woke up after 10 months, and from a polymyalgia point of view, I have no pain. So that inflamed feeling of behind my neck, behind my knees, my hips that can't move. If I had stopped at 6 months or 7 months or 6 weeks or 9 months, I would still be sore. So I think the message that, and because I understood what stem cells do, I just hung in. And in that phase, some days I felt really horrible. Some days I felt really tired. Other days I felt fantastic. Other days I had really sore joints, but it was all worth it. And now with that, a whole lot of other things are changing. I'm even losing spider veins, by the way. So that's my story in terms of the message there being, don't give up. Understand what stem cells do. They heal and repair. This is not medication. This is not disease management or symptom control. This is healing. It takes time. Some people, it'll work a lot faster. Okay, Kirsten, can you give us a...
Yes, I can. So we
Thank you.
came, sorry, we came into LifeWave because of our 6-year-old ADHD son. And we thought we'd try this out for a change because the Schedule 6 drug that he was on was not doing very well with him or us or how he was being. So apparently at school it was amazing, but not afterwards when we had him at home. So we are a very young patching family. I've got 4 children. The youngest is 1, currently teething on my lap, patched with Eon. So we patch our kids if they get bugs or any viruses that go around. Because we are 3 active, meaning daily patches, my husband, myself, and our 6-year-old, we have a lot of spare patches to give out for the next day. So our dog gets 1. And then our plants, I'm actually sitting next to one that is just towering. So our son patches the plants, and there's another one. No, I don't think you can see it, sorry, a bit far. But he chooses plants and he puts his patches all over them every night when he takes his patches off. So we've seen big changes with things like that as well. We feel so much better. Obviously, with 4 children, life's a bit busy, and our own businesses. And LifeWave has really changed that for us. We also patch our extended family. And my dad had tinnitus for 40 years. And he was a very, I wouldn't say one patch wonder, but it took 4 days. And his tinnitus had disappeared totally. So that was a huge change. My 92-year-old grandmother started developing wounds on her legs, and it's been a drastic improvement. So all round, things like that, so much better. My husband and myself don't have any conditions or things that we know of, but we can definitely say we sleep better, we feel better. I mean, sometimes when we forget to patch or we slept with a patch, then we take a break and our 10-year-old would ask us, Mom, are you wearing a patch or what's going on with you? So we get things like that already. So clearly everyone notices we patching.
Thank you.
Okay.
Avril, do you have a testimony? Unmute, my darling.
Yes, I have got a testimony for you. A month before I started using the X39, I was diagnosed with pneumonia, and I had to go and see the doctor for medication and injections. I had to have my chest steamed, and at that stage, I was very scared they were going to hospitalize me. And the reason for this is 25 years ago, I had an op and my lungs collapsed. So every year after that, every year without fail, I'd get the flu, get a cold, get the flu, and then I almost end up in hospital. And it went on like that every year. So, so my chest was, as a result of that, I had asthmatic bronchitis regularly. And the recovery process always took very long. So I decided to use the X39, but I didn't think of using it for my lungs. I just thought, okay, I've got to use this X39 and we're going to see what it does. But two weeks into using the X39, I was feeling that I could breathe. My chest was open. I wasn't wheezing anymore. So it just felt amazing to be able to breathe. And I could, when you're wheezing and you have a tight chest, you're always breathing very shallow. And I was actually feeling that I could breathe from within again. And that was really, that was amazing. Until today, it hasn't come back. So yeah, that's one of my quite amazing ones. But I must tell you what happened to me on the weekend. Whenever I climb stairs, I have to hold on a railing, or I've got to hang on to my husband and we have to climb the stairs. And we were at a building on the weekend, and it was quite high stairs. So I said to him, just go up there and wait for me. So he like, what? I said, just go wait. So he went up the stairs, and I walked up the stairs. And normally I would walk with 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. And on Saturday, I walked up, boom, 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 without even a railing.
Wow.
So that was really exciting, yeah. So that is
Thank
what
you.
LifeWave is doing for me. And I've been using it for 4 months now. So it wasn't 2 weeks into LifeWave. It's been a little journey. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the journey is going to be.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Anybody else? Okay.
Sorry,
I'm going to go
if I
back.
can just if I can just say
Sure.
something. My name's Karen. I was invited
Yes.
here by Niki.
Yes.
It's actually just so amazing because I'm in South Africa, and I've just been over to the States on holiday with my family, and my sister-in-law actually has given my mother-in-law these patches. So it's like kind of like it was meant to be that I'm here.
How's the synergy?
But
Yes.
my sister-in-law swears by these patches. She says she suffers from Addison's. I don't know if you know what Addison's is. She was in a coma. She almost died, and now she absolutely swears by these patches, and she says she swears by them because she knows that they work 100%. They work. So I mean, and I knew nothing. I mean, she couldn't explain anything like you've explained now today. So it's just absolutely amazing that, and I didn't know anything about this. Niki just said come online, and so I didn't even know what it was all about. So yeah, this is really awesome to actually
Thanks for
to
coming.
hear
That's
behind the
fantastic.
scenes. Yeah,
How
Yes.
amazing is that? Wow.
yeah.
And I didn't even know all of this either. I'm just
Oh,
getting to it now.
So
Okay.
thank you for sharing, Karen. Thank you.
no problem. Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, guys, we're going to go, and I'm going to go back to sharing. So Sandi can just quickly tell you about the business side of LifeWave. So give me a minute.
And maybe Sandi can tell us her story in the meantime, how she got involved
Tell us your
and
story, Sandi.
why she's using it.
Okay, so I was called one morning by a young lady called Alexandra Velgemut, and she said, I've come across the most amazing multi-level marketing company. And I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. I have done 5 network or multi-level marketing companies in the past, some successfully, some not so successfully. And I was done with it. I was retired. I'm living in Scotland, and I travel, and I have my family and all that. So I said, no, thank you very much. She said, please listen to the product. I went, no, thanks. She persevered, and all I can say is thank you for persevering. Because when I heard about X39, and I'm a nurse as well by profession, I couldn't sleep that night. I was so excited at the prospect of being able to. I'm an asthmatic. I haven't got any major health conditions. I have glaucoma. I have a bilateral cataract. Well, the one's gone. But the thought that you can heal yourself from the inside was just so revolutionary to me. So I said, okay, well, I'll be on them for a few months and I'll see what happens, which is what I did. My daughter and I signed on the same day, and she had improvements in her vertigo when she ovulated and all that. And I didn't see anything straight away, except when I went to my optometrist about 3 weeks later. He took my eye pressures twice because he couldn't believe with the glaucoma, my pressures had come down so rapidly. And it's been now just over a year, and my other cataract keeps improving, and he can't believe it. He just I told him I'm on the patch, and he just shakes his head. He doesn't know. I said, I'm still on the patch, and my eyesight's virtually back to normal. So thank you, Alex. And I could just say here, people really must persevere with this as well, because sometimes it happens quickly and other times. And I've got also another lovely testimony about a girl of mine. I won't share it now, but you know, Vanessa is a quadriplegic girl and she's had some remarkable results. So, but please stay on it. And really, when you hear the business side, it's very exciting, it's very rewarding, and it's quite a remarkable network. I've done, as I said, networks in the past, but this one is really superb. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Sandy. So can you tell us how we can earn money? Which
Okay, so what I'm going to say, there's a couple of ways. So there's 4 ways you earn money in LifeWave. And the first way, as was explained, is that you can, sorry, it hasn't been explained, I'm going to do it, is you retail. So you can buy and sell the product. And that happens with big, you know, there are some pharmacies in the business, there's some chiropractors, there's some homeopaths, and they buy the product and they sell it, and they make 50, it's 150 retail and it's 100 to buy. So you can buy a retail. The second way you can make money is you can, if somebody just want, and I have people like this as well, who sign up and they just want to go on the product. They don't want to do the business, and that's also fine. And you sign up as a preferred customer, and then you get a regular delivery every month. And in order, if you have preferred customers in your network, you do earn a small amount of money from every month when they order. The third way you can make money is you sign up people, you introduce people, and they join and try the product. And it really is very important that the minimum, and David Schmidt says, the minimum amount of time you should try out the product is 90 days. So take you know, a 3-month supply and give it a while, give it time. So if you introduce people, you get rewarded for introducing people. It's a once-off payment. And then there's a bigger amount of money so that's 3 ways. And then the 4th way, I think it's the next slide, Alex.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
So what we're asking you here is really what is important in your life. And I'm sure the health, as you've heard already, health is really important to most people, everybody. And you certainly get that with X39, but the benefit as well, you have phenomenal health and wellness, but you're always also able to make extra money, and you can make a little bit, or you can make a whole lot, or you can make a very large amount of money. So it's variable as to where you would like to get involved with the business. So this gives you, you know, if you waved a magic wand to this slide, what would it be that you would choose off this? You know, family, time, freedom, security, travel, better health, less debt. All of the above would be something you could achieve. So LifeWave is started in 2004. So it's just celebrated 20 years of being in business. And they started off with a energy enhancer, which was the first slide, which was for the US military. And so it's a very stable company. It's a very established, it's very credible. It's been around a long time. And the company's growth since the launch of X39, I'll show you some, you know, the figures. It's really gone enormous. So very well established 20-year-old company. So in 2018, 2019, it was just chugging along. And then there was a 20 million turnover in 2021. And then this year, 2024, it's reached $600 million. That's a 3,000% increase since 2018, since X39 was launched. So that's an enormous amount of growth for any company anywhere, leave alone a network marketing or a multi-level marketing. This product really, the X39 really does what it says. It's open in over 75 countries. And it's the other thing that I was excited about was it's not a Me Too product. It's not like other things that are on the market. and many of them are really, really good, and they all work. But there's nothing like this. It's patented. It's new technology. It's really making a difference in people's lives. And so that's what also appeals to me, is that it's not a Me Too product. So this slide shows that the growth of the company, it's a survey that's done by businessforhome.org, and it monitors network marketing or multi-level marketing companies on a weekly basis as to their percentage growth, or their you know, it works in dollars as well. And network and LifeWave has reached the #1. It's won awards for being the #1 growth company in this industry. And it's really just as a matter of interest, because we fall under a South African team. South Africa, in all the countries in the world, South Africa is actually outgrown the company's growth. In other words, South Africa's made such an enormous difference in the whole world growth. It's outstripped the whole world growth. So we haven't got the slide here, but it's really, South Africa's doing exceptionally well right now. Sorry, Eleanor, I know you're in California, but you can start the South African one in California. So that's the growth. So the other way we make money is that this is the real people who get involved, who want to make some serious income. You start off by 4 people, and those 4 people, they also want to get involved. So what happens then is you join, and then people do exactly the same, and you get compensated for that. So unlike other networks, we have a binary system. So that means you have a left leg, you have a right leg, and you build 2 people either side, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right. And you get rewarded. It's called a cycle bonus. So when you reach your cycle bonus, you can earn up to $25,000 a week. And you continue to do that. And the people that you introduce will do the same. And this income is truly phenomenal. So just doing that, you joining, and then 4 people who do the same as you, building managers, it's really the way to go. And you get a weekly bonus. It's paid every week by LifeWave. And then in order that the matching bonus is an additional bonus that you get. So once you start earning your cycle bonuses, this is paid to 3 levels, and it's a first level, second level, third level. This is an additional kind of bonus. This is an additional bonus which you receive over and above the cycle bonuses. So where do I get and how do I get product? So you can start at core, which means you can just see if the X39 is right for you. $295 gives you 3 sleeves, and this little sleeve like that gives you 30 patches. So that's a month's supply. So that's 3 months supply. And as I said, David Schmidt said it's a good idea to at least be on it for 3 months. Then you can move to the advanced. The advanced means that you can get 6 sleeves of X39, and that is $535. So the cost of your pack of sleeves comes down a wee bit. And then you get 6 sleeves. So that's for a new business builder. So if you've got a family, like Kirsten said, for her family, she would probably go in, where she needed more sleeves of patches. And then for the serious entrepreneur, there's the premium pack, and that is $1,750. And the cost of your sleeves come down, and you get 20 sleeves for that. You can either just take X39, or you can custom make it with some of the other products. And then it's important to be on you don't have to, but it's for those of us who forget sometimes to order, it's to be honest, a monthly subscription is useful too. So Alex mentioned as well, this is at info.com, which tells you all about X39, the product. There's trials on there, there's information, there's all the medical background, all the studies that have been done. So the one on the left is all about X39, and this is at team.com, is a website which is very useful. And this is a business building tool. So it gives you in there all the tools that you will need to successfully build a business. It goes through the compensation plan in great depth, and it gives you the tools you need to build a business. So it's entirely up to you from what you've heard tonight. I don't know if anybody's got anything to add. I took some convincing, but I'm really, really glad I did. And for those of you here, if you're serious, you can get started on X39. Just go back to whoever invited you. Yeah. Do you want to say something now, Alex?
Niki?
I just wanted to say, firstly, thanks to Alex and Sandi for presenting tonight, and for Amanda for being the technical help. But also, just to let you know, I started on core and I wasn't sure whether it was going to work, whether it wasn't going to work. I've known Sandi for a long time, and Sandi brought me on. And I knew if she was telling me something, it was believable. I felt it. I've now felt the effects. And I will be reaching out to each and every one of you. If you did, obviously for the people who didn't make it tonight, then I'll be sending the recording. But I will be reaching out to you. If it's really urgent, please feel free to reach out to me. But yes, I'd like to thank you for your time tonight, and think about it seriously. I'll send a recording so you can look at it again and just kind of mull over everything you've been told. But yeah, I'll be in contact soon, and thank you for your time tonight. I hope it was worthwhile for all of you.
Thank you, Niki. And for all of those people that have been invited by other people, please go back to the person that invited you to come to this presentation and join us. This is a fun spot to be.
Yeah.
You change people's lives. You really do change people's lives. I know that sounds like, yeah, I know that sounds seriously way out, but you do change people's lives. And it's the most unbelievable thing. It is a true and real gift. So join us. We can change the world, one patch and one person at a time.
I'm going
Amanda,
to stop
do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I just want to say I'm going to stop the recording now, and then maybe we can just have an open time if people want to ask questions that's not on the recording.
Yeah.